Welcome back to another Habs News. Today, I want to talk about the Canadian offseason blueprint, the paving way to competitive window in the next couple of years with the Montreal Canadiens. What are you talking about? First of all, Jeff Gordon and Kenny was excited at the end of the year the way the Montreal Canadiens improved and the players developed in the last 12 months. Remember, 44 of the 82 games Montreal Canadiens play with a 1-goal differential, and you can add 24 more games with a differential of 2 goals. We talk approximately 66% of all the games Montreal Canadiens compete constantly against the opponent team in NHL. Now, if you look about the salary cap and the UFA, for the development of Montreal Canadiens, Hughes and Gordon talk about how they can become a better team for the upcoming year. They have no frame time for them. They don't know it's going to be happening this year or next year. But I want to show to you the overview blueprint what's going happening with Montreal and which year they are going to be at 100 point in NHL. Stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you exactly which season the Montreal Canadiens are going to reach the total of 100 points. First of all, the salary cap for the Montreal Canadiens and the UFA. Carey Price have 2 more years and the books of the salary cap for the Montreal Canadiens. Josh Anderson and also Brendan Gallagher, 3 more years and the salary cap. We talk about a total of $10.5 million plus the $12 million for the next 2 years, $22 million the Montreal have to burn for all 3 players. And the year number 3, they still have over $12 million for Gallagher and Anderson. With that, Montreal Canadiens are more limited to make some move. But it's not enough because Jekai, Barron have to sign a contract this year. Then the following year, Sakaski and Cooley. We talk about a big contract for Sakaski, the way he developed. Same scenario with Coley. So the next 2 years, Montreal Canadiens are possible to add another $15 million in their books and maybe more. They have to be a little bit more careful about the contracts they want to give for the next couple of years, the player like Sakaski and Coley. And remember, Kirby Dak still have 2 more years of his contract, and when he's going to resign his new contract, if we develop properly the right way the Montreal Canadiens expect, we talk about another maybe $6-7 million in the book. So this is going happening in the next 2 or 3 years for the Montreal Canadiens. 24-25, 25-26, 26-27. That will be a little bit limited, the Montreal Canadiens, to make some move. But what you try to tell us, coach, first of all, Montreal are limited to sign a UFA because they have to focus on the player they have inside of the organization. And I did not mention Mayu, did not mention Hudson, did not mention Rebecca. My point behind that is the Montreal Canadiens as a UFA do not expect this year or the following year, if they don't make any trade like Anderson, Gallagher, or open up more money on the salary cap, to get a players a long term with the Montreal Canadiens. I don't see this now because they want to become better. I do not see any problem to sign a UFA for a maximum of 3 years contract at lower salary cap. Example, they could sign a Marchessault or they could sign any other UFA, a 2 years contract at X dollars to stay in the window of the salary cap before they really increasing their money for the young guest players in the Montreal Canadiens organization. That will give them a little bit more competitive in NHL, but they cannot go on the market of the UFA and offer 6-7 years at $8 million because they don't know what it will look like in the next 3 seasons, the development of the young players and how much money they go to spend at their best players under 23 years old. Now, my other off-season blueprint I want to talk is about the trade. Montreal Canadiens in the last 2 seasons, they make a trade with their asset, with their picks. Remember, 2 years ago, they trade the Romana for the 13th overall pick for Islanders. Then they trade that pick for Doc. Last year, they traded the 31 overall pick and also the 37 overall pick for Alex Newhook. Is it possible for Montreal to use the same scenario to get another prospect in NHL? Possible. They have more now defensemen, and they still have the Winnipeg Jets for the upcoming NHL draft and the first round. They could do a package deal and make a trade possible with the team. They have some kind of difficulties at the defensemen. I'll give you an example. Edmonton Oilers, I believe they would love to have an additional right defenseman in the organization or a young prospect left defenseman. The Winnipeg Jets, they just lost the series. The biggest problem was the defense. So Winnipeg Jets, they have a couple of great prospects. Cole Preferdy, example, could be on the market for the Montreal Canadiens. Then you have another team like Carolina, where they're going to lose possible Pesce and also Sekech as the defenseman, and they have to resign Jake Guenzel and Teravainen for the upcoming season. Both of them are UFA, and they have to give a contract to Zev Jarvis in the next 2 seasons. Put this all together, possible they will open up a trade for Martin Necas to get an excellent defenseman in the future with Canada Hurricane. This is a team Montreal Canadiens are maybe looking for to give them a better chance to compete in the next 2 seasons in NHL. The next window for the Montreal Canadiens I want to talk is about the draft. They have 4 first-round picks in the next NHL draft. This year they have their own pick. Look like it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, or 7. And then they have still add the Winnipeg Jets. It could be between 25th to 27. And finally, next year they have their own first-round pick, and also the one for the Calgary Flame could become the Florida Panthers. So what's the point? But that would give the Canadiens Hughes a little bit more leverage, maybe to make a trade with the second first round pick in 2024 and 2025. I believe Montreal Canadiens are going to select another great top 5 players in the NHL draft 2024. That will increasing to become a better team. It could be the same situation for the upcoming one in 2025, maybe a top 10. Still, with those 2 players, Montreal Canadiens have to be a little bit more cautious about the salary cap, like I mentioned to you a couple of minutes ago. So for the Montreal Canadiens, it could use the Winnipeg Jets first round pick or the Calgary Flame first round pick 2025 to improve the team to become a little bit more better, also more competitive to reach the playoff in NHL. Again, we're going to see what the Montreal are going to do. But again, that gives a bit more leverage for Canadiens Hughes to make a trade like Kirby Dach and, of course, like Alex Newhook with the draft picks they have in front of them. Now, let's talk about the development window for the Montreal Canadiens. Suzuki was drafted in 2017. Caulfield, Dach, and Newhook in 2019. Sakeski, 2022. On the defense, Cooley, 2020. Mayu, 2021. Hudson 2022 and Rebacker 2023. And remember, as a defenseman, it takes a bit more longer to reach the peak of their career in NHL. So what is the point behind that? I believe with the way they develop the defenseman, it takes the time. I feel like Montreal Canadiens are at least 3 more years before establish the core of the defenseman they're looking for in the future. And that will take a little bit longer for the Montreal Canadiens to become a better team, competitive, to reach the NHL playoff year after year. At that moment, when the defensemen will be set, now the forward, like Caulfield, Suzuki, Sakeski, Kirby Dach, Alex Newhook, and maybe the first round pick for the upcoming NHL draft and the following, plus Jacob Fuller have the Montreal Canadiens goaltender, they're going to be really the team of the Montreal Canadiens. In the next 3 years, exactly. Next year, 24, 25, 25, 26, year number 2, 26, 27, year number 3, and bang! And 27, 28, ladies and gentlemen, the Montreal Canadiens are going to compete not for the playoff, to play approximately 95 to 100 points in NHL. This is the blueprint from the salary cap to the UFA, by the trade, by the draft, and finally, by the development of the players. I consider the Montreal Canadiens are going to compete for the next 3 years, and the season 2027 and 2028 are going to be at their peak. And remember, at the season 2027-2028, Carey Price contract is over, Josh Anderson is over, and Brendan Gallagher contract is over. That will give more money to give to Gordon and Hughes to sign a long-term contract fit and the salary cap of the Montreal Canadiens. Until then, you're going to have trade. You have players going to leave the Montreal Canadiens, but do not expect this going to be a quick process to become a solid team in the NHL. This is my window and my lens of the future of the Montreal Canadiens. That will give you another view of the blueprint for the Montreal Canadiens in the next couple of years with the situation they have on the salary cap and what they can do to stay competitive, to improve the team slowly, one step at a time for the next 3 years until the money is out of the salary cap with the contract of Price, Gallagher, and Anderson. That gives a little bit more leverage for a long-term contract UFA to join the Montreal Canadiens and to make the Montreal Canadiens better and to reach the total of 95 points to 100 points and the season 2027-2028. Until then, I did not say they're not going to reach the playoff. What I said is at the season 2027-2028, no doubt in my mind, the Montreal Canadiens are going to be a solid team in the NHL and they're going to compete for the Stanley Cup. We'll see if I'm going to be right, but I would love to hear from you if you are agree with my overview blueprint of the Montreal Canadiens, of the off-summer Montreal Canadiens this year, and all the way of the season 2027-28. Do you believe it would take that kind of time for the Montreal Canadiens to be that team to play for 100 points and to compete for the Stanley Cup? Or do you think it will happening a little bit earlier, like example like 2025, 2026, or 2026, 2027 season? And that's all for this video, guys. A little bit longer today, but I'll give you a little bit more information about what is my expectation for the Montreal Canadiens during the offseason. I don't expect too much for the upcoming season for the Montreal Canadiens. It's going to be a one little step each year to become better and to become an NHL playoff team. And at some point, they're going to reach the level of to be a solid team in NHL. Until then, my friend, remember, you have greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessed day, everybody.